So, you claimed you're one of the first witnesses when they came.
Yes, I remember everything.
That's good. I'm going to be asking you some questions. It's recommended, well, more required that you answer them honestly and in detail.
Yeah, of course.
People have been saying there were signs before they struck. Were there any signs that you noticed before they arrived on Earth?
Oh, yeah. Either that or it was just an extreme coincidence, which it's not. Alright, first, there were these faint purple lights I'd see in the woods whenever it was dark. Since there were houses there, I didn't think much of it. Now that I think of it, I was being stupid because that wasn't normal. Because those lights were moving about as fast as someone jogging, and they would just disappear after a few seconds. Imagine it like someone holding a purple flashlight that's about to die. The next sign was the sounds that I heard. I don't know where I heard them. It sounded like it was coming from everywhere. First it was coming from over there, then over there, and I even heard it outside my window at night once. If I had to explain it, I would say it sounded like a yell from another galaxy, which it kind of was. And then the last sign that I noticed was this star in the sky. It was bigger and brighter than all the rest of the stars in the sky. I thought it was a planet or something. Then, over the nights, that star got bigger and brighter. It got to about, I'd say, 2/3 the size of the moon. One night, I went to check on it, and it was gone. Now, keep in mind, there was nothing blocking where it could have been. The sky was completely clear, no clouds or anything. And about 2 nights after that, that's when they came.
Okay. Thank you. Now, you've answered a lot of the questions I was going to ask you, so I have one left. Please give the full story of what happened on the first day, or at least what you remember.
Well, it was around midnight. I was staying up late watching videos on my phone when I saw that there was light shining through my window. At first I thought it was my neighbor in their car with the lights on. That usually happens. And then I noticed something very peculiar when I thought about it more. There wasn't any sound, like no engines or anything, and the light started to pulsate like lightning. I don't know, but I looked outside because I was curious, and I didn't expect to see the entire sky pulsating, like there was some sort of a lightning storm. No, but it was fluorescent purple, and again, all completely silent. No thunder or anything. All of my neighbors were out of their houses in their driveways looking just as bewildered as me. And I noticed there were some patches in the sky where it was the brightest, and I don't know if in those patches those were the lights that I saw in the woods that I mentioned earlier, but I could have sworn I saw these things being dropped from the patches. I don't know what they were, but they were gigantic. Just about the size of, I don't know, a tall building. And that's when the noises started. I heard distant explosions, which I assumed were the things landing on Earth. I started hearing the same sounds I was talking about earlier. Then, one of those things dropped really close to my town. I felt the impact and I heard a deafening boom, like an entire building just fell over onto its side. I don't know, maybe one did. Anyways, I didn't know what the hell was going on, so I panicked. I ran through my house, got my grandmother who was living with me, she had health problems, and we hid in my basement. I was praying to myself that it was just a bad dream and it would get better, but no, it got worse from there. I heard more explosions, screams, and some kind of big creature thumping around. After a few minutes, though, things got quieter. My grandma and I eventually worked up the courage to come out of the basement. The flashing stopped, but we could still feel the ground shaking. And we heard some explosions here and there. I thought I heard something big coming towards us, but I was too shaken up to pay attention to that. I couldn't stop thinking about what just happened. Then, I heard it.
Heard what?
Them. Again, I don't know how to explain it. It was like an unearthly roar. It sounded kind of like some sort of horn or moan. And if you ever hear it, it will probably be the last sound you'll ever hear before they take you too.